All right. Yeah. Welcome back. What we're gonna do now is that we are going to do our very first quest in Outer Worlds. Let's go. It's a little darker because I slept. Doesn't really matter day or nighttime, to be honest with you. I like it more when it's daytime. To be fair. So if I were to choose, I'd choose daytime, but it don't really matter. I kind of like nighttime sometimes too. I play in both, you know, without too much of a thought about it. So just run on up here and talk to this guy to get our very first quest. That's not the main quest.
Running around in a marauder's attire, you're liable to give some people the wrong idea.
Why do you say that?
It's in poor taste. Dressing up like a marauder's disrespectful to all the workers that got eaten by them. Ain't safe out here. You'd best head into town. Avail yourself of Edgewater's high walls and low prices.
Low prices, huh? Nice to meet you. I'm Alice Hawthorne, constant and unreliable.
Pleased to make your acquaintanceship. I'd shake your hand, but I've been hauling corpses. You don't want none of that on you. Name's Silas. Junior in humor for the town of Edgewater. We're all part of the Spacer's Choice family.
I'm looking for a little money.
A knack for being discreet-like? There's money to be made, long as you keep your nose clean. Edgewater is a company town, board-owned and operated. That includes the cemetery. None of us own our grave sites. We rent them from the company. Renting means money. Money means paperwork. Paperwork means signatures. Some of our families become a mite delinquent in paying their dues, you see.
It costs money to die. That's crazy. Well, I guess it's like that in our world too, though, now when I think about it. You want to collect what's owed to you? I can do that.
4 workers still haven't paid up. Phyllis, Conrad, Ludwig, and Martin Abernathy. He's a special case. You may want to twist his arm a little.
Okay. Why is Abernathy a special case?
He just is. Look, I don't want to get into it. Just make sure he pays up.
Why can't I find these people?
Conrad's got a barbershop in town. Phyllis works at the cannery most hours. Abernathy... I ain't seen him in a few days. His domicile is near the cannery. You'll find him in town. All except Ludwig, that is. He's over by the landing pad.
Alright, then I'll be back. So now we got the quest here. Small grave matter. So, we just need to talk to everybody. First, let's go to Ludwig. Get him to pay the grave site fees. Ludwig actually has a quest for us, but we're not gonna do it until we can finish it in its entirety. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna just talk to him.
Thank the law. I've been requisitioning backup for months. Guess the boss finally came to his senses. You ever swung a truncheon? Let me see your rifling stance. I want to make sure you're up to snuff.
Silas sent me. You owe him some grave site
I
fees.
told Silas I'd pay my dues if he agreed to join the resistance. Guess this means he's finally heard the calling.
I'll let you be. Alright, we got him. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna head into town. But like I said, he got a quest line for us too. We're just not gonna bother with it until we can do the whole thing right, you know, bite to bite. Oh, what I'm doing. Okay, let's go to Up here. I'm up here. And we gotta talk to Phyllis Granger. Come on,
You
yeah.
the new worker? Whatever. Make it quick, Tenderfoot. I'm busy.
Grade site fees, I'm here to collect. These papers aren't signed in your name.
Because they're not my fees and not my gravesite. Guy I worked with shot himself. I paid the bill.
Oh, really? You have to pay for your neighbor's grade site fees?
If you're not familiar with board law, you ought to be. Law requires delinquent gravesite fees to be paid by the deceased party's closest living relative, which meant me. Shame, though. Eugene was a good worker.
You said the guy shot
Woke
himself?
up one morning and put a round through his upper story. Can't imagine why. The kid was doing all right at his desk. We all thought he was an upstanding receptionist. Just between the two of us, I'm pretty shocked his weapon didn't misfire. Spacer's Choice handguns aren't the most reliable.
Must be tough losing family.
Eugene wasn't family.
That's awful thing to say about your closest relative.
Yeah, I was the closest living person relative to his body at time of death.
What?
I'm the one who found him, you see, so I pay the fines.
That don't make any sense.
Besides a crime. The legal term is irreparable damage to company property. What Eugene did to himself was vandalism.
What are they gonna do? Arrest his corpse?
When one of your workers commits a crime, the entire town pays for it. In other words, Edgewater would have been penalized pretty hard. Whatever Eugene was worth as an asset, we would have had to pay out of pocket to Spacer's Choice.
Would've? You didn't?
Look around. Edgewater ain't exactly swimming in luxury. We can't afford to pay the body price of a suicide. All I know is Silas asked me for Eugene's gravesite fees, which means he was approved for burial, which means his papers went through, which means the town's in the clear. I'm just glad to put this whole ugly affair behind me. Eugene can rest his bones in peace, and the rest of us can get on with our own lives.
Alright. I'll let you get back to work. Okay. So that's that. We got her fees. So, next step is Abernathy, I guess.
Oh, sweet merciful law. A marauder's in my domicile.
Wave your gun. Hand over your bits.
Please don't kill me. I still gotta pay my gravesite fees. Wait a second. I heard marauders don't talk much. You can talk just fine. Mr. Thompson sent you to put the fear in me? Well, you tell Mr. Thompson I'll be right at my post. Tomorrow. Bright and early tomorrow. Because I'm definitely not plagued. As spry as a spring chicken. That's old Abernathy.
You wanna tell me why you got you so nervous?
Some sort of wandering alienist? Walking into a man's own domicile, pestering him about his mental state?
I'm here to collect your gravesite fees.
Silas knows, doesn't he? That's why he sent you. That's why he wants me to pay up. He knows.
Knows what? You told me everything. How long did you think you can keep a secret like that?
Sounds like he's already told you. You may as well hear it from me. I'm dying.
Uh-oh.
Long for this world. The date of my expiration is fast approaching. And soon I shall be ushered through the great cannery in the skies. It's plague. Has to be. Silas knows. He knows I got one foot in my grave, and now he wants to charge me for the other one.
Sorry to hear that.
You are? Oh, wow. First time anyone's ever told me that. I'll pay your fees. I don't want any trouble from Silas. But if you could see a way to freelancing for me, I could really use the help.
Why do you think I'm a freelancer?
Oh, hey, I'm sorry. I didn't mean nothing by it. Wasn't trying to insult you.
How would I be insulted?
Was just you ain't one of us. A spacer, I mean. Stands to reason you got no company looking after you. Not your fault, though. Even freelancers gotta eat. And if that means they must scratch some bits out of odd jobs, who am I to judge them? At least you're not a deserter.
I guess that's fair.
So does that mean you're for hire? I could use the help if you could use the work.
You can't afford me.
I'll scratch something together for you. Sell off some of my sundry at Moreau's if I have to. Just hear me out. There's a cache of anthracillin tucked away in
He
the
gonna
old
give me that
caves.
damn quest.
Powerful stuff. Stronger than what we got, anyway. I need you to break in, nab that medicine, and bring it back to me.
I'll think about it. Alright, so he just gave us a new quest.
You're making a mistake working for Abernathy.
We're gonna ignore it for right now. We're gonna come back to it. Right. So before we talk to him, what you wanna do? You wanna go over him. You wanna look at his files here. And talk about some stuff that you need to know to talk him into paying. I don't forgot what they were, to be honest with you.
Merciful law. Is that a marauder's outfit? I don't want you wandering into my shop wearing something you've lifted off a corpse. Please don't touch anything. Your hands are probably crawling with germs. Physical hygiene recapitulates moral hygiene. Cleanliness is next to lawfulness.
I can show you my hands.
No, thank you. That's quite all right. I've seen enough body parts in my line of work. I'm Conrad. You will report to me if your hair fails to meet Spacer's Choice aesthetic standards. You will also report to me in the event of your death, whereupon I will clean and prepare your remains for interment.
Oh, okay. Silas sent me to collect your dues.
Ah, gravesite fees. Silas and I had talked about this at length. I thought I'd made it clear my pecuniary situation precludes the necessary restitutions.
You mean you broke?
As broke as pie crust, friend. Bidless, indigent, destitute. I simply cannot afford it. I am a blemish on the prosperity of our fair settlement. When I expire, I expect Silas to toss my body into a ditch.
That's some quality drama, comrade. You should audition.
Thank you, no. I despise the cereals. Tell Silas I can't afford to pay. And that I fully expect to have my medical rights revoked for this dereliction. With my apologies.
Just give Silas an IOU.
Not a bad idea. But I'd need some kind of collateral. My pair of lucky clippers. No, that won't do. Your idea intrigues me, but I'm afraid I don't have anything to give Silas. I'm open to suggestions.
What about Eugene's gold teeth?
You know about Eugene? How?
I'm a mind reader.
You were probably poking around my things. I really shouldn't leave my letters sitting out in the open. Eugene's golden teeth were a family heirloom, representing 3 generations of poor dental hygiene. He took them to his grave.
I'm sure you won't miss him.
That's unthinkable. Eugene's body and all rare earth minerals contained therein are solely the property of Spacer's Choice. I can't ask Silas to dig up a man's body and pry a few teeth loose from his jaw just to pay my bills. Can I?
You're gonna have to.
Yes, I suppose I must. Here you are. Gravesite papers affixed with my signature and an IOU.
All right. Goodbye. And that's that.
Grave digging's a fine profession. Always work to be had, and nary a word of complaint out of your clients.
Hey, about those fees you wanted.
You run into any trouble?
I'm all done. Paperwork, fees, and signatures.
Reliable work from a freelancer. That's gonna take some getting used to.
I went out of my way for you.
And I'll buy you a drink sometime.
I was hoping for something more tangible.
Suppose you've earned it. One good turn deserves another.
Abernathy was trying to hide his own illness.
Abernathy was sick? With the plague? That's disgusting. I shook hands with the guy.
He was convinced you knew.
What? No. If I knew he was sick, I would have had him reported. I needed his fees because of his name. A for Abernathy. He was at the top of my list, you see?
Okay, that's all for now. Alright, so that quest is completed. We're gonna warp back to the ship to save. Since it's the only place you can save. Huh.
These surveillance devices allow me to monitor you constantly. Please ignore them.
Oh really? Okay. So anyway, that's a grave site. We're gonna save right there. And that will be the end of that quest.